What's going on, my little piglets? It's your BFF Pork Chop here, and I'm coming at you with entry number 25 of the June Vlog Challenge of 2026, which makes this June 25th, 2026. It's my anniversary. 9 years I've been married to my best friend. Once again, she's busy with organization stuff, so she just said, do the vlog, and I'll be in bed later. So, I just can't believe it's been 9 years. I mean, I'm reflecting a little bit. You know, I'm getting a little emotional today because for some reason it was just like it felt like a milestone. Honestly, it feels like a milestone, but it still is. 9 years. Next year obviously is 10. My parents made it 13 before they divorced, and sorry, my dog's drinking water in the background. Baby girl's thirsty after I gave her dinner. And so, like, I'm trying to hit that, you know, obviously, lifetime. You want to do it for a lifetime, especially with somebody that you want to marry. Like, I want to spend the rest of my life with this woman. But shooting for 14 plus would be great. So, got 5 more years to go. And so, yeah, we just worked today. I made dinner, which when I say I made dinner, I made beans and taco meat, and bought tortillas and cheese. And to celebrate, I bought her a slice of cake, and I got me a no sugar added apple pie from Walmart for 75 cents. The little bitty ones, and those things are good. Hot, cold, air fryer, everything. I could eat those in any form. They're so good. And so she worked on her organization stuff. I replayed Manhunt, not recording, but I was replaying the first couple of scenes, and they're going by like that now, because I'm just like, okay, I know where to hide, I know where to get attention, I know where the guy's gonna be, and so it's like the first one, I cleared it in like 13 minutes, I think 13 or 14 minutes, and I can't even remember the original time, but I think I'm just going to keep replaying those to see how long it'll take me to do them, because some of those were like an hour, 45 minutes, 35 minutes, so just replaying it, trying to get a little bit of a groove going. And I definitely had muscle memory. I'm like, oh, this guy's going to pop out here, the health potions over, or they're called painkillers, are over here, and all that good stuff. Let's see. Oh yeah, within 8 hours of Rockstar starting pre-orders on Grand Theft Auto 6, they hit $3 billion in 8 hours. So I can't imagine what it's going to be like right now, constant, because it's like almost 24 hours in. So like $3 billion, dude, and the game doesn't even come out till November. That's insane. Like, wow. I'm sure they made their money back tenfold, however much it took them to make this game. What, 13 years they've been working on this game, and it's just insane, dude, because they're charging $80 to $100. So if somebody just even like the minimum $80, 80 divided by 3 billion, you can probably do the math. Hold on real quick. What is 3 billion divided by 80? See if my watch will do it. Nah, my watch has been stupid lately. Like, it won't play anything. Like, okay, just for giggles. Let me see here. So, calculator. Okay. Yeah, right. Okay, so we'll just do 80 divided by 3. Or sorry, we'll do. Yeah, we'll just 80 divided by 3. So 26.6. So I don't know. Just spitballing here, I'd probably say that was like 2 million, 26 million. I don't know. I can't do math, but it'd be a lot better if my watch could do it. 80 billion divided by 3. Yeah, this thing's freaking useless. I'm just gonna take it off and throw it over there for now. That's how much that thing's been pissing me off lately. And So that's just insane. Like Rockstar, a lot of people, I gave them shit yesterday about the $20 difference to like hide a bunch of stuff behind a paywall. So clearly it's making no impact because it's gonna break records. This is gonna be like the biggest game like ever released, like ever, and deservedly so. But a little bit at the same time, it's like, you know. So that's one of the major components I wanted to talk about tonight. Another major component is so I was gonna probably make my own like a separate video about this. I'll probably go into more detail, but the TV show that they were gonna make for Halloween, the Michael Myers franchise Halloween, isn't happening anymore. They're not doing the TV show anymore, which is good because I heard that they were gonna do kind of the Friday the 13th TV show approach, which was like no Jason. So how are you gonna get the rights to Halloween with Michael Myers and then not have Michael Myers in it? It's like, I know Crystal Lake's doing the same thing, but they're eventually gonna work up to Jason. But it's just kind of one of those things. Like, it was kind of doomed from the start when they said that, oh, we're not going to have Michael Myers featured. It's like, why are you celebrating that? Why are you gloating? Because that sounds like stupidity, if you ask me. And so, that being said, it was just incredible when I was like, really? You're not going to have Michael Myers in the Halloween TV show? And then TikTok, especially today, was just like up in arms about like, oh, they officially announced that they're working on the Halloween movie for 2028, which is going to be the 50th anniversary of John Carpenter's 1978. And people are like, Halloween needs to die. I think I speak, one guy was like, I think I speak for all of us when I say that we're done with Halloween movies. And I said, you don't speak for, I commented, I said, you don't speak for me, dude. I can have one Halloween movie a year for the rest of my life and be totally happy. Now, that being said, I still want a Nightmare on Elm Street adaptation. I still want Freddy Krueger's Day in the Sun. But what I'm kind of thinking is going to happen is they're going to see how Crystal Lake is going to do with streaming and the show. And I bet you eventually they're going to be like, okay, now we can do a Halloween show because we think we could do better than that. And then with Nightmare on Elm Street, it was like, okay, that didn't work out so great. Maybe we make a movie. Or, ooh, that was great. We need to, strike while the iron's hot. Maybe we can bring Freddy back into, streaming platform, which I think it would be Max, I think, currently. Because Warner Brothers, I think, owns Freddy Krueger and Nightmare on Elm Street. So I think it would go on HBO Max. But who knows? I'm just like, I'm that meme, where like the guy's holding the kid up in the swimming pool, and there's one kid like, her head's barely above water, and then the bottom like panel is just like a skeleton below the pool. So it's like, he's holding Michael Myers, like, hey, look at you, buddy. And then they're holding up Jason, and then like Michael's like barely treading water, like, am I getting a movie? Am I getting a TV show? What am I doing? And then Freddy Krueger's at the bottom of the pool, just dead. That's exactly how I feel being a Nightmare on Elm Street fan. It's like Freddy's dead, and not like in the not in like the Freddy's Dead movie way, but like dudes like the Craven Estate and Warner Brothers and all that good stuff like need to come together and figure it the hell out, because it's I say this all the time in my food review, but it's free real estate. You have the technology, you have the creative ability to take a dream and make it anything. Like, Freddy Krueger can be not just a burnt guy in a sweater. Freddy Krueger could be kind of like what they did with Pennywise in the It reboot, like different adaptations of Freddy Krueger. Like, he's a burnt guy in a sweater in my reality. Oh, he's a freaking, hammerhead shark in my reality because, I'm scared of, the ocean or, whatever. And it was like, oh, he kind of looks like my stepfather because we had, a little bit of a falling out. And I think you could just take those and run with it. The remake had the micro sleep thing that they kind of touched upon. Like, they can expand upon that. They can just, like, the possibilities are endless, and they're not doing jack shit with it, and it makes me so sad. But yeah, that's insane. I had a ridiculous customer at work today. Not gonna name names or addresses or anything like that, but first run I took this morning was they were kind of close by. They're like 5-6 minutes apart, so I'm like, okay, I'll take this one. And then she eventually entered the door and accepted it and everything. I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna take this one. And knocked on the door, rang the doorbell, called the number, and it was one of those phone numbers. I think it was a landline, because it just rang and rang and rang and rang like 13 times. Doom, doom, 13 times. And then I eventually gave up and called the person that ordered the flowers. And I'm like, hey, they're not answering the door, they're not answering the phone, it's crazy. Like, what do I do? And like, oh, this is her daughter's phone number, so call her daughter. And so I called the daughter, rings half a time, and then straight to voicemail. So I leave her the voicemail, text, still haven't, it's almost 10 o'clock, still haven't heard from him, or her, today. And so I get halfway back to the shop, and the sender calls and was like, oh, she's in the hospital, she's getting discharged this morning, could you come back around 2? And I said, yeah, sure, like, no problem whatsoever. I was like, but if you can tell me which hospital she is currently, I could go there, because I'm going to one of them, because we have multiple hospitals in the area. I was like, I could go there if she's already there. Like, oh, I didn't ask. I'm like, all right, whatever, I'll go back around 2. So about 2:30, almost 3 o'clock, roll back around, knock, 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 ring, 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 call the phone, it rings 13 times, call the daughter, it rang half a time, and straight to voicemail. So I called the sender back. I'm like, hey, I'm still not getting an answer. It's kind of crazy. And she said, oh yeah, no, I told you that she's getting discharged tomorrow morning and to come back tomorrow at 2. I was like, okay, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. I swear, dead to rights, I swear on this wedding ring, she said, come back at 2 today, not tomorrow. And I'm just like, bro, like, oh, I'm sorry that I misunderstood. And she's like, oh, it's okay. So that was the worst thing that I experienced today with a customer. I really didn't, I probably should have done it today, but I didn't write any more of my stories. I literally just drove around and listened to music the entire day, except a couple of times I watched, or when I say watched, I have it on my mount, but I'm just listening to the audio and YouTube videos and stuff like that. But I listened to a couple of YouTube videos about just miscellaneous stuff. Which I do that from time to time. Like I'll get like a video essay or whatever that's like 45 minutes to an hour if I have a long run. I'm like, oh, I'll just listen to this, or if it's like a 30-minute run, like, oh, I can watch this 18-minute video or whatever. And the other time I'm either writing or listening to music. And I did listen to my Spotify quite a bit today, which always a banger, always banger. I'm doing my on repeat like constantly, and obviously it's my top music that I currently listen to. It's about 2 hours long, so I can like shuffle it, give it a listen, and then when I get tired of it, I move on to like full albums. Like just recently, let's see, did somebody say? Somebody replied to one of my comments on TikTok video, because I've done a lot of commenting lately on TikTok. Like that guy, like I said, was like, like, you don't speak for me, dude. I can have a Halloween movie every single year and be totally fine. But I listened to, what did I listen to lately? I know I listened to Kiss Alive 3 all the way through completely. That was great. I listened to Ghost's Meliora all the way through, and then I listened to Psycho Circus by Kiss all the way through. I've listened to Black Veil Brides' new album start to finish. I just randomly the King of Terrors LP with President. I've listened to that front to back a few times. Like, it's sometimes I have a hankering, like, oh, I'm gonna listen to this entire album. But so I don't know, buddy. You think I should call it installment? No fireworks tonight because we did have quite a bit of rain there. The last time I let them out for the evening, it started to rain, and I was like, all right, come on, get in. So it was crazy, like big old fat rain, like Forrest Gump used to say. Oh, and then I got a comment today. I'm going to respond to it also, but I got a comment today from a subscriber, a piglet, that commented on Jocelyn and I's Enchilada review for Taco Bell. That said that they've been watching me since my Patty Melt review for Whataburger, which was eons and eons ago. And once in a while, I reflect on stuff like that. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I did that video like 13 years ago or 12 years ago or what have you. And then, I did that food review, 5 years ago or, whatever. And it's just great because I don't know how many food reviews I've done by now. I do have a playlist, so I guess I can look back on that, but it's up there. and I didn't do food reviews for a hot minute, and a lot of people ask me, most of the time, like when I was focused on things I shouldn't have been focused on, when are the food reviews coming back? What are you gonna do? When are you gonna do a food review? And so I was doing a lot of Friday the 13th online streaming, and that probably wasn't the best avenue for me to explore, but I quit doing the food reviews. For those that don't know, they're just watching this on a whim. I quit doing the food reviews when I graduated from, I went to Amarillo College, which is a junior college here, and then before I graduated that, I applied for West Texas A&M in Canyon, and once they accept like 98% of people or whatever. Once I got accepted into WT, I was like, all right, I'm going to a university, I'm getting a degree, I've got a girlfriend, I've got a job, like, I need to focus, these are the things I need to focus on. And then I kind of put y'all on the back burner, which I'm not saying that that's the right thing to do. I definitely could manage that. I can definitely 6'7", I can juggle it. But for a long time, I was like, yeah, they'll understand. And if I could go back, I would just bite the bullet and do everything. I had enough time to do that. It's just, I was like, I'm going to focus on my relationship, I'm going to focus on my studies. And it kind of backfired. I mean, it kind of bit me in the ass because I was gaining a lot of momentum, and then I just stopped. And then, this channel pretty much just became live streams of Friday the 13th and vlogs. Like, that's pretty much all I did for a little bit. And then, unfortunately, it took my dad passing away for me to be like, okay, I need to get back to what I love on YouTube. I need to get back to the food reviews. That's what the piglets come for. That's what they would like to see. And I just need to get back there. I just have to, at some capacity. Like, I would do one here and there once in a while, but it wasn't anything like I'm doing again. So, been going strong since 2020, so six years on top of the, I don't know, from 2012 to 2016, 15, 16, something like that. So I've been doing it longer now than I did in my heyday, which, again, that momentum was just, I crushed it. It was like, ugh. But, all right, so Swizzle is what I was trying to say. Swizzle said that they've been watching since my patty melt review, which was a Piglet recommendation. They wanted me to do it with jalapenos, and it was chef's kiss. That was fantastic. But yeah, go watch the food review that we did that dropped today. I sent Bob a message saying that I gave him and the podcast a shout out. So we'll see if he responds to that, and maybe I'll give y'all his response, what he says to me tomorrow. My sister-in-law is coming into town for the weekend, so we'll probably do this about the same time when we go to sleep, if not a little bit later. So some might be like carrying over to, I don't know, maybe midnight or whatever, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But all right, y'all, I've been droning on longer than I've needed to. That's a motorcycle, and I thought it was a weed whacker for a second. I was like, this is how I die. But anyway, guys, thank y'all so much once again for dropping by. And always remember, my little piglets, Colin Pork Chop loves y'all the most. Y'all take it easy, guys, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Stop.